like relevant words that you might use, and she'll underline it and be like, reach out.
Can you say that again? No, today. No Tristan today. There's Ethan. Hi, Ethan. You all right, man?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Okay, good. What's new?
Nothing much. Just living life.
I'm moving around a lot today. If you have trouble seeing me or figuring stuff out, we can talk about it afterwards. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's all good.
There are no notes today. I know. I'm sorry. Jeez.
I just got new pens for this class specifically, and
Where you didn't miss that.
got them. Can't take notes.
And you can, I guess, but like where? Yeah. Just hold on. Oh, sorry, Grace. Got very excited. All right, everybody. Hi. Happy Thursday. Happy sixth period. I love my sixth period peeps. Whether you're online or in class. And so here we go. Today, here's our plan. We're going to review all of our stuff that we did. I'm going to add a couple more that I don't think that we got to. No, we're not. Okay, no, not yet. Yeah. Speaking of, does anybody have any papers for me? Any papers? Oh, you got paper? Good. Hey, Ethan, can you do that for me too? Have you done that yet? I can't remember.
What?
So
Papers?
if you go into Google Classroom, there's a form that's that says consent that we can talk about human reproduction.
Okay.
So it's all with the state standards. So just read that document and then check where it says first notice, put today's date, write your name in, and then your parent has to sign it. Okay. It looks, can I show them yours? Is that cool? It looks like this. And then, so then here you put first notice, your name, there's the date, and then consents, or if your parent says no, then decline. And then that way we can, this is the law. This isn't Manchester Community Schools. This is all of Indiana schools. This has been going on for several years now. This isn't a new thing. But these are the state standards. That's what we're going to be covering. And I can't talk about that stuff unless we have all these papers in. Okay.
All right. I'll check it out after this.
Yeah. You can just use Cami, and then just send it to me as like either if you put it in Drive, you can just send me the link from Cami, and that works.
All righty.
All right. Thanks, man. All right. Oh, got more. Awesome. All right. Okay, so everybody, let's stand up in the front of your desk. We'll just do this. This won't take too long. Right in front. Try not to touch each other. Okay, that's perfect.
I agree.
Duh.
The brain is so stupid.
Wait till we talk about the brain. The brain is awesome. But yeah, boys right now, their brains are not fully formed.
Even at 19 years old, they're not.
Even
They
at
don't
19.
fully form until like they're like 25.
Oh yeah, I'd say it's not 25, but yeah, teenage boys' brains. It's like why they are like.
He acts like
Let's drink a case of beer and let's jump our four-wheelers across the river. That sounds like a good idea, right?
Why do we have to feel
Okay.
I don't want to feel things. I don't want to feel emotions.
Why do boys like they'll go after you and then like they're done with you and then they go after your best friend?
Like now I understand why people do that because they don't want to feel anything.
Oh man, that's some deep stuff. Well, we'll talk about it. Right now, let's just talk about anatomical positions. Okay, here we go. Okay, so follow me. Once again, I'm telling you, you got to say them, you know, and Ethan, I want you to say them, not with your mic on right now, but say them at home. You know, make your whoever's home with you right now, make them
All I
think
know
like
is this one.
you're doing something weird. Yeah, you do.
What is it called? Something with a P.
So you don't know it. She doesn't even know it. All right, so you ready?
Patty?
Okay, here we go. Here we go. You ready? Okay, superior,
Superior.
inferior,
Inferior.
anterior,
Posterior.
posterior, good, or posterior. Yeah, potato, potato.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, medial,
Medial. Lateral.
lateral. Let me do it first. Okay, medial,
Medial.
lateral.
Lateral.
You got excited though. I'm like,
Yeah.
not yet, not yet. Transverse cut.
Transverse cut.
Don't forget the transverse
Oh,
cut part.
transfer.
Yeah, don't just say the hook. Okay, right? That's the fun part, I know. Okay, now we go sagittal cut.
Sagittal cut.
Yeah, good. Coronal cut.
Corona cut.
Okay, good, right? So those are our positions. Now I will tell you, I'm going to add two more, and I didn't want to confuse you yesterday. Okay, but somebody asked me about this. They're like, what about the back on animals, right? So we go anterior, and we look at, like if we're looking at Carl, we were looking from his anterior view, and we're looking at his kidneys. Okay, we could have removed his back muscles and looked at his kidneys back there and said that's a posterior view. But sometimes, okay, we refer to the back as something else and think sharks like
The fin.
what do we call dorsal, right?
Dorsal
So
cut.
we are going to, you know, so we're gonna say it like this: anterior. Say it with me: anterior, posterior,
Posterior.
ventral,
Ventral.
dorsal.
Dorsal.
Okay. Now you're like, how are we supposed to know on a quiz which one you want us to write down?
They both
I will
count.
say this one starts with an A, this one starts with a P, this one starts with a V, this one starts with a D. Okay. I will give that to you on the test. Okay. Right? Y'all with me on that? Okay, good. Now let's do these. Flexion,
Flexion.
flexion, flexion,
Flexion.
extension,
Extension.
hyperextension, hyperextension, elevation,
Elevation.
depression,
Depression.
protraction,
Protraction.
retraction. So that's protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction, pronation,
Pronation.
supination.
Supination.
Cup of soup.
There you go. Did we do, rotation, rotation, circumduction?
Circumduction.
Yes, circumduction. No. Yeah. Okay, not yet. Did we do this one? Did we get to this yesterday? Okay, all right, okay, let's do toesies and then I'll add the last two. Okay, take your toes and move them in like this. Okay, so your toes going like this, that's inversion. And now go out, eversion,
Eversion.
inversion,
Inversion.
eversion. Now Michael Jackson, plantar flexion,
Plantar flexion.
plantar flexion.
Plantar flexion.
Now put your toes up like this, dorsiflexion.
Dorsiflexion.
Plantar flexion,
Plantar flexion.
dorsiflexion.
Dorsiflexion.
Okay, good. Now the last one, here you go. Okay, you're going to move away from the center line. Okay, like this. Okay, right? That's called abduction. This thing coming back in like a jumping jack is called. You don't have to jump. Okay, it's called adduction. Now, I had a foreign exchange student once. It was like, I don't know what you're saying. What the different? I don't know. I
This
can't.
is actually called a spread eagle.
Okay, yeah.
In
Okay.
cheer. It
Oh,
really
yeah,
is.
good.
That's true.
Yeah, I believe that. Boy, glad you
I call
specified
it
cheer.
Patrick Star.
Okay, right? Okay, cheerleading. We're talking about cheerleading here, folks. Okay, all right. Now, so this kid didn't know what it is. So this is also abduction, like I'm moving along, hello, and this is adduction, right? Okay, but I like to do it like this, but to make sure we know if it's abduction or adduction, we're going to add ABD after. So everybody do this with me. Abduction, then you're gonna say ABD. Okay, then I want you to come back in like this. We'll say adduction, and then we'll say ADD. And that was my German foreign exchange student that came up with that. So, Lenny, that's for you. He's not dead. I don't know why I did that. Lenny, yeah, he's crazy. He got very excited about that. He go, okay. Hey, Lenny, if you're out there watching, okay. All right. So there we go. Someone this morning asked us a great question. They said, they were like, what's the difference between like, okay, here's a flexion, right? Okay. Like, and this is an extension. So, but like when I go out like this, that's an extension. Okay. It seems like it would be an extension, right? So if I'm like, and okay, so this is an abduction, right? This is an adduction. Right? This is an ABD. This is an ADD. So they're like, well, what? Aren't you flexing your fingers? Well, like if I want to flex my finger, okay, I'm flexing my finger like this. You got me? Okay. Now I'm extending my finger, right? Okay.
Gotta show the
Okay.
camera.
I'm
You need a
flexing my
camera.
fingers. Now I'm extending my fingers,
Oh,
right?
that's.
You know? Oh, ooh, wrong finger.
I like you
Sorry,
didn't
wrong
have the
finger.
camera.
Okay, y'all with me on that? So that's an extension. This is a flexion, right? This is an abduction. This is an adduction, right? No, she's like, ah, what's the? Okay, y'all ready? One more
No,
time. Superior, inferior,
Anterior.
anterior,
Anterior.
posterior,
Posterior.
ventral,
Ventral.
dorsal, medial,
Medial.
lateral,
Lateral.
transverse cut hood,
Transverse cut hood.
sagittal cut hood,
Sagittal cut hood.
coronal cut hood,
Corona cut hood.
flexion,
Flexion.
extension,
Extension.
hyperextension,
Hyperextension.
elevation,
Elevation.
depression, protraction,
Protraction.
retraction,
Retraction.
pronation,
Pronation.
supination,
Supination.
rotation.
Rotation.
Thanks for throwing that out. Circumduction,
Circumduction.
something else later. Okay.
Circumcision.
Inversion,
Inversion.
toes in, eversion,
Eversion.
plantar flexion,
Plantar flexion.
dorsiflexion.
Dorsiflexion.
Okay, good. Now we go abduction, ABD, adduction,
Adduction.
ADD. Sit down and open up your class, Google Classwork. Open up Google Classwork, go to the classwork, open up the document that says, is it called PT Terms? PT Terms. All right, now listen. The test, I'm gonna shoot for next week, okay? And I'm going to try, and Ethan, we're gonna figure out this tomorrow. Yeah, Chris. Yeah. Next week, okay, when we are here, okay, or actually tomorrow, that's all right. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you 2 videos. One is me in the classroom doing all that stuff, and then the class. So you can practice on your own. Okay, you're not getting this, and there's a couple people on Zoom. I hope you're watching my Zooms. I'll soon find out if you don't turn this thing in. But if you're watching it later, great. You're also going to be able to watch this YouTube and practice this on your own if this video isn't enough. I then will also tomorrow give you a video of me going through all of the terms as if we were on a test. So I will stand in front of the camera and say, number 1, what is this? Number 2, what is this? And you can practice that at home. But when we actually take the real time test, I'm going to give you a piece of paper in the room. You are going to, have a blank for number 1, and then I will say number 1, what's this? And you'll put flexion, okay? Every test this semester, once again, I think I said this yesterday, but I have 3 anatomies this year and I get confused. We'll have a practice. If you ace it on the practice, you're done, okay? For that test, not for life. Like 1 test in this class, okay? Just like the bird test, right? But not everybody had, not everybody had me for bio. So I only had let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But were you guys
And
with me
our
with points?
class
Were
was
you both
the
with me?
one that went to the fin and we found that turtle stuck in the thing.
Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. We saved that turtle.
Yeah, we saved it.
We
It was
saved it.
stuck in a fence.
We think what had happened is there had been a huge rain event, and it was, one of those old just wire fences, and the water level in the ditch had gotten too high. And then we think, so the turtle was trying to go from the road back into the fin, and it got stuck in between, and then the water level rose, lowered. So it was just hanging there. It was a snapper. I was like, oh man, my fingers are gonna get wet. I risked my
How
life.
did we get him out? I risked my life.
I just pulled it out, right? Didn't I just pull it out? Yeah. Can you find that video? Is this on your phone?
Oh, I remember that.
Word.
My phone was the one that Frank got stuck in the mud.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and he got his whole boot was.
We almost lost.
Oh, I had on the big old overalls that did not fit me at all.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Okay, so let me talk about, so that we're gonna shoot for Friday of next week to do the
For
practice.
test?
Yep, I know it seems impossible, but we're gonna, now listen, I'm a reasonable dude. I'm not gonna, like next week, you're gonna be like, Burnworth, there's no way, okay? And if we take a practice and everybody fails it, then I'll say like, okay, let's get some time, okay? Like, I'm cool, man. Like, I'm not gonna be like,
Are you gonna put it in the grade book? The
What?
practice fail it?
no, not the practice.
Okay, good.
Only if you get it perfect.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, that's sad. No, I wouldn't do that. Okay, now listen, I'm visual, you know, I do this stuff, I get it. Some people, like last year I had this young lady that said, Mr. Burke, just, can you give us a list? Can you just, I need to see the words. That's like really important for me. And I was like, yeah, awesome. Tell me what you need,
Does
okay?
spelling count?
Okay, spelling does not count.
Okay.
I decided though, like my last year of teaching, I'm just gonna go all out and just be the biggest jerk ever. And I'm gonna make like
Oh, I'm glad I
spelling
wasn't here.
count. I'm gonna like, you know, like try to fail every single kid that takes my class. I
Glad
can't
won't be
wait.
here.
You might.
I have 1 year left.
Might get held back.
No.
All right, now listen, here's what I
And
want
if
you
I
to do.
do, I'll be taking
I-
it on Apex.
I asked my first period class after we did this activities this morning, and they said it was easy as pie. Okay, so which is good. So what I want you to do is I want you to, on this document, and I'm going to give you points for this, and especially for you guys at home, I need you to do this as well. Okay, and then turn it, but don't, like you guys do it at home on your own pace, and I think I made it do like, I can't remember, but like what I want you to do is this is going to be in class, but I want you to work on it in class, right? I don't
Here's
want
the
this to be
24.
home. I don't want this to be homework. They got about halfway done ish. Okay, I want you to find the definitions online. Okay, I'm not giving you one particular website, but I want to tell you, I want to give you the freedom to kind of find the definition that works for you, that might say like, okay, that makes sense to me, but I want you to make sure that is an anatomical definition, not like depression. We could say like, oh, I'm really sad. That, you know, that's the definition of depression, but that has nothing to do with the actual movement. Are you all with me on this? So so think to yourself, okay, I'm gonna, you know, Google, you know, flexion medical definition or something like that, and then think about the movement. Okay, so does the definition match the movement? Now, the definition may not say, you know, take your forearm and bring it closer to your shoulder, and that's flexion, because like I showed you earlier, you can flex lots of stuff. I'm flexing, you know, my leg here, and now I'm extending my leg, right? Flexing my arm, extending my arm, flexing my finger, or flexing my finger, extending my finger, and so on. You know, I'm flexing my neck right here, you know, right? That's a flexion, okay? This is an extension. This is a hyperextension. Y'all with me on this? Okay, so again, I'm giving you points. I'm gonna give you the rest of the time to start this. I'd like for you to get, you know, at least, you know, down to, be great if you could get down to retraction. Okay, but let's go from there. You can listen to your own music if you want. That's fine. I might put on some tunes if that's okay. Is that cool? Put on some tunes. Okay, awesome. I try to mix it up a little bit. I did unfortunately have a couple of my kids' music. They like this song about Minecraft. It popped up early. I was like, ugh, kind of put me into a PTSD. Okay, all right. Ethan, do you have any questions, man?
Nope, it all seems to make sense to me.
Okay, great. Well, then I'm going to stop the video, and because I'm just not going to make you sit here. So get to work on that, and then I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
All right, have a great day.
Okay, you too, man. Bye.
See ya.